Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the installment of Scott's Selections here for Friday, October 9th. We're getting today's play of the day. Quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up picking up a loss with the Tampa Bay Rays over 4.5 on the team total, which was available on DraftKings at plus 107. Simply put, Jordan Montgomery, who had struggled against the Rays in the regular season with an ERA of 54, was great. He ended up going 4 innings, gave up 1 run. The bullpen for the Yankees came in, shut it completely down, and Tampa Bay only generated 1 run. Couple of chances here or there, but the Yankees bullpen was superb. And now the Rays' reward for not taking advantage is facing off against Garrett Cole in Game 5. So we'll see what happens there. But for today's play of the day, there are a couple of sports going on. Of course, you have some baseball. You also have the NBA Finals Game 4, or Game 5, I should say. And you also have the college football match between Louisville and Georgia Tech. We're going to be going with the college football matchup here between Louisville and Georgia Tech for the play of the day. And that will be taking place at roughly 7 p.m. Eastern time. And for today's play of the day, we're going to be going with the Louisville Cardinals minus 4.5, which is available on Bet Online, a time recording of 1:55 a.m. Eastern time at minus 112 on Bet Online. So the play of the day, once again, is Louisville minus 4.5 at minus 112 on Bet Online. A couple reasons why I like Louisville in this spot, even though they are the road team in this matchup. First of all, both teams are 1-2 overall. Louisville is 0-2 in conference play, and Georgia Tech is 1-1. However, the strength of schedule has definitely been a glaring differential between these two teams, as Georgia Tech was able to beat Florida State on the road 16-13 in their first game of the season. Props to them. Good win as double-digit underdogs, but Florida State has proven to be extremely dysfunctional, and I don't really know if that win is as impressive as people wanted to make it out to be because of how awful Florida State has looked since. I know they beat Jacksonville State last week, Florida State, but they were trailing at the half. They really did not look great at all. And Florida State also, it was his first game with Norvell as the head coach, and Florida State with Blackman at quarterback definitely struggled offensively. And I think that props to Georgia Tech for the win. I don't think it really means as much as people are making out to be. Since then, they have been awful. They ended up playing Central Florida, who was ranked at the time, but Central Florida ended up getting upset by Tulsa last week, so you have to wonder how good Central Florida is. Either way, Georgia Tech gave up 49 points, and they ended up losing that game by 28 at home. And then their last game, they ended up losing at Syracuse by 17 points. Now, I know Syracuse has been okay in recent years. First 2 weeks, they lost by 25 to North Carolina and 11 to Pittsburgh. They really just weren't looking that great, and they absolutely smacked Georgia Tech at home by 17. Meanwhile, Louisville, who's 1-2, has some pretty decent excuses as for why they have a losing record. After beating Western Kentucky in the season opener by 14 points, they ended up playing versus Miami, and Miami's now ranked in the top 10 with De'Ara King being a serious Heisman candidate. They ended up giving up 47 points in that game. They ended up losing by 13. Then they ended up playing against Pittsburgh, who was ranked at the time on the road, and ended up losing by 3. So they hung around against a very tough Pittsburgh team, only lost by 3. Pretty respectable outcome there. So both losses Louisville have come up against ranked opponents at the time, and the one unranked opponent they ended up beating by double digits. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech has split their matchups against unranked opponents, and their unranked opponents that they have played so far haven't really been that good. But breaking down the actual matchup in itself, I simply think the spread is too low at 4.5. Louisville has the much better offense, averaging over 10 more points per game. Plus, Georgia Tech's defense has been atrocious, giving up 33 points per game and also allowing 441.3 total yards of offense per game to opponents. So I expect Malik Cunningham, who did get banged up last week or in the last game against Pittsburgh. It is worth mentioning that he was questionable initially, but after the bye week, etc., he is now fully able to play according to the head coach, so he will be able to go full practice all week, and he will be looking to torch this Georgia Tech defense that has struggled up to this point. It is worth mentioning that according to Pro Football Focus, Louisville does have tied for the 4th best offensive line in the league, or in the nation right now. Notre Dame's at 1, Georgia's 2, Clemson's 3, Virginia Tech and Louisville tie at 4th for the Pro Football Focus college football highest graded offensive line of all Power 5 schools. I expect Louisville to dominate the line of scrimmage against Georgia Tech. And I think Cunningham should find some good opportunities to exploit this weak defense en route to probably 30-plus points. Now, looking at Georgia Tech's offense, the main issue that they have had is turnovers because they have 454 total yards of offense per game, yet only 19 points per game. So the main reason why is because of turnovers, and that is because of freshman quarterback Jeff Sims, who is a very good dual threat quarterback as he has rushed for at least 41 yards in every game this season, and he also has a rushing touchdown each of the last 2 weeks. However, his decision-making in the pocket has been atrocious as he currently has 3 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Of course, there are going to be some growing pains for a true freshman, but 8 interceptions there just means you're just not reading defenses properly. And Louisville's defense did hold Pittsburgh's offense in check last game, I should say, despite losing. I think Louisville should score 30-plus points. I think Georgia Tech will sustain some decent drives before turning the ball over, and I simply think that Louisville should win this game probably around 31-20. But at 4.5, I think that spread is too low, especially since it is -5 market wide, and BetOnline still has 4.5. So for that reason, the play that I hear for Friday, October 9th, is going to be on the Louisville Cardinals -4.5, which is available on BetOnline at -112. That's been installment Scott Selections. Good luck to all of you and respect the best today. Bye, everyone.